Hey church family, welcome to the Midday Minute for Saturday, March 28th, or just the minute as all the cool kids are calling it these days. Nobody's calling it the minute. I just want to sound trendy and cool, but hope you're doing good. It's super rainy outside and kind of dreary, so try to find something fun to do inside. I know our family pretty much every night has been playing a different game together. It's a good opportunity to maybe start a new book today. I've been thinking about restarting one of my favorite books from C.S. Lewis called Mere Christianity. It has been a formative book in my life, and I've read it a couple times, but I've not read it in a few years, and so I'm going to be picking that one up again this weekend, so I'm looking forward to reading through that. It's an awesome book. If you've never read it, I highly recommend it. And actually, yesterday I forgot to do your question of the weekend, which I said I would do on Fridays, but I forgot. So I'm going to do it today, and that is, what book are you reading that you could recommend to the rest of the church or anybody else who might be watching this these days? Preferably one that has been meaningful to you. And so, if you have any book recommendations for especially days like this where we're kind of forced to stay inside. I mean, we're forced to stay inside most days these days, but especially when it's raining and we can't do gardening and stuff like that. What is a good book that you have been reading lately or have read in the past? So comment on our Facebook page, comment on our YouTube channel about that if you would. I would appreciate that. Quick reminder that tomorrow we are having church similarly to what we did last week. So we will be streaming our service live on Facebook at 10:30. And we will also be streaming it live on Instagram at 10:30. If you are not able to watch it at that time at live, we really do encourage you to watch it at that time if you're available, because we're going to be doing some interactive stuff tomorrow, asking for your input on some things with the message here and there. But and you can only do that if you watch it live. But if you are unable to watch it at 10:30, it'll also be recorded and put on our Trinity UMC Facebook or Trinity UMC YouTube channel, later after the service. So you can watch it later if that is what you have to do. So again, that is 10:30 tomorrow on Sunday. We're going to be talking about fellowship is our church word that we're continuing in our church word series. And we're going to look at, what does fellowship look like really when we can't gather together? What does fellowship mean, and what does this look like? How do we fellowship in these weird days when we can't gather as a church family, when our small groups are doing Zoom meetings kind of like this? And is that still fellowship? And so we're going to be talking about that and giving some keys to what biblical fellowship is that hopefully will kind of expand our definition on what that word has meant to a lot of us. So that's tomorrow. But our scripture for today is from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. And Deuteronomy 31:6 is a good reminder, especially when you watch the news, and lately the news has come out that the United States has like the highest cases of coronavirus of any other nation, and there's just scary things coming out. Deuteronomy 31:6 is a good reminder, and it says this: "Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified or afraid because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." God's in control of all of this. He is with us. He has never left us. He will continue to be with us. And so we need to be seeking his face during these days. We need to be seeking him maybe differently and more intentionally than we have in the past. We need to be praying for our families, praying for our nation, praying for our world, praying for God's healing. But he has never left us. And so be reminded and be encouraged that God will always be in control of everything. And that even though this seems scary and we don't know how long this is going to last, God does, and it's going to be all right. So one thing to be praying about today, our prayer focus for today, is for small businesses. This is a very tough time, as you know. I'm sure if you've watched the news for more than 2 minutes, you know it's a tough time for small businesses. There are a lot of people getting laid off, a lot of people with uncertainty about what is going to happen with their livelihood. So please be praying for the small businesses, especially in Chautauqua County. I think they would very much appreciate that. Hopefully, if you are a member of the church or an attender of the church and own a small business or work in a small business, you guys are doing okay. But let's do what we can to support the small businesses and also to be lifting them up in prayer. Okay, that is it for today. Peter always makes fun of me because I say this is the Midday Minute, but it's usually like 3 to 5 minutes. And so I went a little long, but hopefully you forgive me and you're okay with that. And hopefully you can join us tomorrow for church at 10:30 on our Facebook page. And if there's any questions about how to access that, please feel free to contact me. Okay, have a good day.